Hey, this is Sydney with Sawmill Creek Homestead. I was going to let you know, in our opinion, a really important component of homesteading is being able to do some construction projects. So if you're like me, you could always use a little bit more storage space. So currently we're working on adding a lean-to to our attached garage on our house. Some people do a completely detached lean-to structure, which is a little bit different than what we're doing. This one is attached. So what we did is we put a ledger board up at the desired height of the back of the building, which for us is going to be 10 foot, and then we're coming out 16 feet off of our structure, and we're going to have a finished height of around 9 foot. So we're only dropping 1 foot over a period of about 16 feet. And we're going to be doing a metal roof, which can stand a lot of weight, and so we don't have to have a really extreme slope on that, so I'm not really worried about having a shallow pitch. So what you first want to do is establish your site where you're going to do it, and you kind of need to see what your ground surface is like. Do you need to do any site prep? You can see that we've done a little bit of site prep here. We didn't make the ground level. We're going to level everything out up at the top, not at the bottom. And so that's not important for us. We just want it fairly flat because we're going to put some rock in here. But what you do want to do is you want to make a plan. So it's good to come out, evaluate your site, come up with a plan, get on some paper and use your pencil pen, whatever, and draw it out. And then you can come back outside to the site, and then you can lay it out and see exactly what your materials are going to be. And all that will really help things out so that you don't make a lot of mistakes later on and realize that you don't have the proper materials. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make your structure square with an existing structure, because you don't want to build something and it be really far out of square. And then I'll even show you the materials that we purchased for this build. Okay, so as you can see, in order to do this, you don't have to have a whole lot of equipment necessary. We're just using a 25-foot tape measure, and we've got a standard carpenter square. And so we're using the building as a reference point. And if the gutter wasn't there, I would run a string and attach it to the back side of the garage and pull the string all the way out here. So I would know that the string is flush with the back side of the house, which gives me a 90-degree angle, or makes it square to the garage. But because the gutter's there, I can't really run the string, so we're putting a carpenter square up against that outside board on the corner, the back corner of the garage, and we're making that square to the garage, and then we're running a tape to the back side of the square and making sure that it's running flush with the outside of the square. So that's keeping it at a 90-degree angle and keeping it fairly level, because you know that it takes a straight line to make the proper measurements. If I tilt this down, then I'm not going to have the proper measurement. So I'm wanting 16 feet off the outside of the structure, so I can come right over here. Here is 16 foot, and then you can use a plumb bob, or you can just hold something like a piece of rebar like this and hold it free where you know it's going straight down, and get it pretty close. On this, we're not building a house, it's just a lean-to, so I'm not going to do batter boards and all that kind of stuff. And then, so I sink that, and then I'll do the same thing on the front corner and pull that off, and maybe you can see that I've already got a piece of rebar marking that. And then I measure, now that I've got the two outside pieces, I'm going to have only one more post in this build. So then I just take my measurements, because I know these two pieces are square to the garage, so I run a straight line off them, and then just at the proper place, which was 12 foot, I sink this middle piece of rebar, and then I also can check it by measuring the distance off of the slab there of my structure, and then coming off square 90 degrees from there out to here, and I actually have exactly 16 feet. So I know, and I could run a diagonal and take the hypotenuse of a triangle and get the measurement of a squared plus b squared equals c squared, but I already know just by my other measurements that this is accurate. And even if it was off by an inch or so, it wouldn't matter for this particular build. So once I get my holes dug, then I'm going to set the posts, and when I set the post, I'll show you how we're going to make this structure level at the top. So we'll do that in the next video.